Hello. Now let me make something very clear. This menu is not an accurate representation of the game. Why, you ask? Because of two reasons. Number one, it shows off Rockstar Row, whereas in the game, we won't even be able to see Rockstar Row. Reason number two, it actually works. How about a demonstration? Let's begin a new game and see how long we can play for before we run into a disaster. I wouldn't be betting for very long if I was you. Now, I should stress that, yes, this cutscene looks pretty good. It runs smooth, very nice. All of the parts of the game you don't play run flawlessly. At least we can give it props for that, as feeble of an achievement as that is. Let's skip this, shall we? Here we go, the gameplay. Get those timers ready, folks. Remember, we're trying to see how long we can play for before we run into any bugs or glitches or any glaring issues. You see those two? The sort of flashing of coloured balls and lights all over the screen? Silly question, really. I knew this would happen. I hope you've stopped your timer, because our bug-free experience is over. That's right, you have to spend the entire game playing with these colours flashing in your eyes, and oh, for heavens. You see, I couldn't even sprint without the game crashing. The most basic form of human mobility has proved too much for it to handle. So then you think, maybe it's a one-off, right? Maybe if I just don't sprint, the game won't crash. Tell you what. Let's boot the game up again and see how that works out for us. There's really nothing in this menu to improve the performance. Here we go again, back in Freddy's room. Back to our protagonist who dreams of flashing colours and a horrendously low frame rate. I'm not sure if the recording smooths it out, but oh, I couldn't even walk. I couldn't even walk to the other side of the room. But at least now we get a pretty picture as our dashboard background. That makes up for it. For all the money I spent on a dodgy code from some dodgy anonymous seller. Let's boot the game up again. See if we can escape the room. Or at least look out the window. Ah, that's an improvement at least. We've made it to our first objective. This is a big achievement, viewer. Now, if we could just ignore these flashing white lights, we can pretend this is normal. Ah! No. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. It's taking up the whole screen. Okay. Just look away. Yep. We made it. Good. I think it would be better if we just never looked out of there again. You know, it's a lot more scary opening these boxes when you expect the game to crash because of them. You know what they say, third time lucky, fourth time super lucky. I guess I forgot our new rule already. Tell you what, new plan. Sit in the corner like a crying child and hope my problems go away. Oh God, oh, the window, look away. Perhaps jumping will squash those bugs. Yeah. Wait, no, that's too much. That's too much for the game, isn't it? And there it is. Okay, learning from our previous attempt, I've come up with a newer plan to not move at all. Are you serious? I can't even talk to the bear now. It's getting worse, isn't it? How odd. Yep, it's getting worse. Okay, I think I'm done with Security Breach on Xbox Series S. The only thing left to do now is play the game on a superior platform, just for comparative reasons. What do you say? Hold on, let me connect my controller to something else. Ah, there we are. Eyes free from the assault of the colour wheel. And is that a bit of motion blur I see? Not everyone's cup of tea, but it's an artistic choice I can respect. As far as I'm aware, it's another effect that hinders a game's performance, so to have it running so smoothly is quite impressive at this point. Hello, Freddy. Looking out the window? No problem. What a great platform this must be, to have no problems looking out a window. Truly, I am blessed to own such a device. Now, let's move on to the main event. Come, viewer, let us escape the room. Aha! We did it! See how easy that was? Oh, what a relief to not be stuck in there with Freddy anymore. Isn't it exciting when these games work as intended? It makes me feel like venturing through ungoverned areas of the dark web in order to save a few pennies was worth it. Look at these vents, very ominous. And look at Roxanne, very cool. Sounds like Monty got himself a copy on Xbox Series S as well. Nice sounding guitar solo, and we're flying. And we're back on the ground. A loading screen didn't crash the game. We made it into Rockstar Row. And doesn't it look fantastic? You know, when it works, I think the Mega Pizzaplex has to be... Oh, that must be his Xbox. Anyways, here we are again, the room. It's like I'm looking through a window into modern failure. That was us right there. Trapped, with our luminous glowing eyes and a trendy top hat. Let's let him out. Even walking with Freddy, the game runs, well, mostly buttery smooth. Now, there's one more thing I want to show you before we wrap this up. The staff bots are fixed. Their frame rates aren't capped. Which is kind of weird because honestly, I think they're a little scarier when broken. So that's how Security Breach should function. Here, let me bring up the menu for no particular reason whatsoever. You see anything different? Sort of in the structure of the menus? Or the overall boxiness of the UI? Well, I think that's enough. Now then, what platform do you think this is on? It certainly isn't the Xbox Series S, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to get out of the room. And no, this isn't a lucky playthrough where it's working properly. Judging by me being able to use an Xbox controller, you basically have a 50-50 guess. This is in fact running on an Xbox. More specifically, one that launched in 2013. That's right, this game, and all its high PC requirements, is running on an original Xbox One from over 10 years ago. Granted, I did swap the hard drive for an SSD, but that wouldn't produce a change of this measure. But you know what does? Let me show you something. This is the size of the game on the Xbox One, and this is the size of the game on Series S. Do you see the difference? It's bigger. Let's go a little further. This is the version on Xbox One, and this is the version on Series S. The Xbox One from 2013 is far more stable on an older patch of the game than the latest console generation, and I don't know what to say about that. How does the addition of flashing lights add an extra gigabyte to the overall size? What, did they realise nobody could escape the spawn room, so they just removed everything outside Rockstar Row? I don't know. What am I even supposed to do now with this wonky version of the game? Am I supposed to ask Monty for his glasses, so I don't see the flashing lights? But judging by the sounds in his room, I guess they didn't help at all. I suppose I disconnect my new console and keep chugging along with the old dusty one. No, see, the crowd will sit there and they say, "Just uninstall and reinstall the game. That'll fix it." But no, I'm far too stubborn for that. You get one chance, and Steelwall, you blew it. Should you never hear from me again, I shall be here, running around this Freddy-themed room until a new patch sets me free. I suppose this is what I'll be doing until they fix it. I'll get my money's worth. One day. I'm a patient man. I can wait.